good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're located in the world. I want to welcome you to my 2 cents in on how to trade the markets. Uh, First of all, let's get the disclaimer out of the way. I want you to feel very comfortable and just relax and listen to what I'm about to share with you. You should not be trading the financial markets with funds that you can't afford to lose. It's a very risky market, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money. This is strictly for educational and sharing the knowledge with traders who are interested in getting into trading or who have been in trading and is still having difficulties, uh, working day trading the markets. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to give my 2 cents because there's a lot of information out there that could send you on a path on how deep the rabbit hole goes. There's a lot of information, and I believe in simplicity. So I'm going to be introducing, or at least refamiliarizing yourself with the most powerful tools on your trading platform is your drawing tools. You being the interpreter of your drawing tools. Okay, so the first tail that we're going to get into is the vertical line and horizontal line, how I use them and how it has benefited me to regain bringing income back into my trading account. Okay, so we're going to look at Friday's May 4th um, data. Okay, the first thing that I want to recognize is, what is the market doing? We all know that the market goes up, down, or sideways. So what I like to do, since I'm a day trader, I'm not in the markets that long. I look for one particular setup, and once that's confirmed and verified on the strategy that I use, I try to minimize my trades to 1 to 2 trades a day, be done, and go about my business. So as I'm going into Friday, I'm noticing that Friday is in a sideways channel. Okay, I usually sit down at my terminal at the opening of the U.S. market because I know that there is going to be volume. So I don't need an indicator on my chart to tell me that the volume is picking up now, because I know during that time there is enough volume for me to achieve my tick goal for the day. Okay, so once I establish what the overnight did in terms of direction, I start to mark these and create levels of resistance and support. Okay, with a horizontal line. Okay, so I have a ceiling, and the time that I sit down at my terminal for the last couple of overnight, for the last few hours, this is the established low. So now I have my lines drawn in the sand in as far as my mental mindset. If price action breaks above this and retests, I'm going to take this long. Okay. Now, sometimes price action will break it and go on about its business. Okay. That's why I have the smaller time frames to tell me what the market is doing inside that breakout bar. Okay. I have a line now designated for my floor or the support area, that if she continues to break down, I know at this area that I'm going to be thinking about taking a short. Now, to zone in on exactly what I'm looking at, because I look at several different markets, I put a vertical line. Okay. Prior military people, if you know, when you are looking down your weapon and you have those crosshairs, okay, you have those crosshairs on your weapon, you know that there is a particular area that you are looking to execute a shot. So I tend to bring a lot of my prior military skills onto my trading platforms to give me a accurate place of entry, where to place my stop loss. Okay, so now as we move into the 9:30 area, I usually wait about 15 minutes to allow the market's activities to close out the shorts or get into fakey breakouts before I look to enter a trade. Okay, now once I have my horizontal line in and my vertical line in, then I tend to drop down to my 5-minute chart to see also what is happening at these particular areas. Okay, so at the 9:30 opening, all right, we had a first attempt to break out the bottom of the floor. Okay, now because it did not stay below that floor, I was not in this trade going short because at 9:30, like I said, I like to wait for the 15 minutes to be over so that I can see possibly a trend direction from my areas of support and resistance. So as you can see, we have a doji. We have two dojis at the bottom of this run, indicating to me possibly that the market is reversing because the bears or the selling pressure is losing momentum on the break. The break of the floor, 26.16, it did not break strong, and my 5-minute is starting to close above it. Okay, now to confirm my entry, I have to check the 3-minute chart to see what it is also doing. So when I click down to the 3-minute chart, she too is also moving away from that 15-minute line. And as you can see, I use just one indicator, awesome oscillator, just to show me the momentum. I'm not using it for the crossover and all this other stuff. I'm just looking for, is there buying pressure coming in at the 26.16 area? And as you can see, my 3-minute is coming in. My 5-minute comes in a little later, but that's okay because this now is my 15-minute area, 9:45. Okay, at 9:45, 15 minutes after the morning opening, I got buying pressure coming in. Okay, now I myself am not waiting for a bar to close. I'm looking for this area. This area in there is telling me that I should open up my side panel and hit the buy button. Okay? Sometimes when momentum is so much at areas of support and resistance, this one bar sometimes it'll shoot, 10, 15, 20 ticks on you before it actually has a pullback. So what I do now is the quicker that I get in on the full momentum of this trade, I put my stop loss right beneath my line. Okay? Now, some people will say, well, that stop loss is kind of hefty. Okay, cool. You also can pick the stop loss under the last low before the thrust. So if you enter, let's say you entered here, the low is right here. Let me open this up so that you can see. Okay, so let's say you entered, you're not sure, but here you got a pullback and then you got your first green candle. Okay, so you enter in this trade, your previous low was right here. Once again, still no threat when you have full momentum to your stop loss. So just to review real quick, I don't want to take a lot of time in reviewing the vertical and the horizontal line. I look back for the last several hours, sometimes into the previous night, to find the swing high and the swing low going into the 9:30 opening. Then I go down to my smaller time frames to see what exactly are they doing off my anchor chart, the 15-minute chart. Is it moving away with momentum, or is it going to continuation down? Okay, so in the case of this down, it broke my floor. But the next candle that came in, okay, was an up candle. It wasn't a down candle for me to get into that trade. Okay, so when this candle closed, I had upward momentum. So I'm going off. I'm going in the buy mode. All right. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope this video gave you some insight in on the power of your drawing tools on price action. Okay. I'm going to be putting out some other videos that can possibly help traders navigate the markets. Happy trading. Until the next video.